Hello and welcome to the channel. The federal court sitting in Abuja, which is conducting the election petition tribunal hearing, will give its verdict on live broadcasting today. The People's Democratic Party and the Labour Party, both contesting the outcome of the February 25th presidential election, are both in support of live broadcasts. On the other hand, the All Progressives Congress, INEC, and the President-elect Bola Tinubu are not in favor of live broadcasts. So, who will the courts side today? Certainly will go a long way in showing us how the tribunal is going to go. Maybe not. But subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. Presidential Poll Tribunal. Parties disagree as court rules on live broadcast today. Ahead of today's ruling on the application for live transmission of the proceedings of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, the People's Democratic Party, Labour Party, and the All Progressives Congress have disagreed over the need for the hearing to be broadcast by the media. The PDP and LP told The Punch on Sunday that a live telecast of the court sittings would remove any doubts about the transparency of the judiciary and promote fairness. But the APC argued that it will not advance the cause of justice. The PDP and its presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, who came second behind the president-elect Bola Tinubu in the February 25th election, had prayed the tribunal to broadcast its sittings live to Nigerians to enable them to have first-hand information of the processes that would guide the tribunal in determining the authentic winner of the contest. Atiku and the PDP, in an application dated May 5th, filed by their counsel, Chris Uche Son, specifically prayed to the court for an order directing the court's registry and the parties on modalities for admission of media practitioners and their equipment into the courtroom. The LP and its standard bearer, Peter Obi, filed a similar application through their lead counsel, Awa Kalu San, in which they argued that Nigerians being stakeholders have a right to have real-time information about the election petition proceedings. However, the Independent National Electoral Commission, the President-elect, and the APC vehemently opposed the application, describing it as frivolous. They argued that the application relates to policy formulation of the courts, which is outside the PEPC's jurisdiction as constituted. Counsel for APC, Lateef Fagbemi, asked the court not to consider requests to turn the court into a Big Brother electoral series. The counsel to the president-elect, Wole Olanikpekon San, noted that the live broadcast, if approved, would expose both the judges and lawyers to dangers, while the counsel to INEC, Abubakar Mahmood San, argued that the application was needless since already the court is a public place and is accessible to all, subject to the availability of space. After hearing the arguments from all the parties last Thursday, the court reserved the ruling on the application till Monday, today. But speaking on the issue ahead of the ruling, Obi is insisting on the live broadcast of the court proceedings. Obi, who spoke to our correspondent through his media aide, Emeka Hobasi, urged the tribunal to rule in favor of his application in the interest of transparency and democracy. He said, "We are in the modern age where transparency is required. An election is being disputed by 4 political parties. To be fair and for equity, it is very much expected that processes are streamed live for people to follow." We are talking about over 200 million Nigerians. The courtroom cannot contain 1,000 people. Every interested Nigerian should be given the access to see for himself or herself the proceedings of the most important ruling in the history of the country. So, if we are practicing democracy, the tribunal has nothing other than to approve the live streaming. Buttressing his principal's arguments, the spokesperson for Obidati Presidential Campaign Council, Yunusot & Co., noted that the approval of the live broadcast will build trust and restore the hope of the common man, as the judiciary is seen to be the hope of the common man, especially now that the judiciary is seen also to be on trial. In a telephone conversation with The Punch on Sunday, the National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, Debo Ologunagba, gave strong reasons for the party's demand for a live telecast of the hearing. According to him, voters needed to be carried along by the tribunal throughout its sittings to give them a sense of participation. He noted, live telecast is consistent with democracy because participatory democracy provides that the people have the right to know. As a party, we are saying that elections are a process, not an event. The Independent National Electoral Commission, in its guidelines to the elections under the Electoral Act, enjoins parties to be transparent, and in most cases, what the political parties did were televised. The process which led to the emergence of the candidates, which is an internal process of the parties, was witnessed by INEC. That is a process. Starting from the party primaries to the sponsorship of candidates, everything was done in the open. The next part is the actual election conducted by INEC. INEC has been televising its process, voting, collation, counting, announcement, and declaration of results were done in the open. In the presidential election in particular, INEC's collation and declaration of results were in the open and televised live worldwide. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and please turn the notification bell on. Thank you. The other part of the election is the tribunal. Now, if the first two processes can't be televised, we expect that the last one, which involves the judiciary, should be televised, he submitted. Similarly, the media advisor to the PDP standard bearer, Mr. Paul Hebe, maintained that the live telecast would enhance the transparency of the court proceedings, stressing that it is of primary interest to Nigerians. The supporters of the LP presidential candidate who took to social media on Sunday are also insisting on a live broadcast of the proceedings of the court. They endorsed the prayers of their candidate with various hashtags, one of which read, #live broadcast in the courtroom. As of the time of filing this report, our correspondent observed that the hashtag had a total of about 200,000 tweets on the microblogging site Twitter. A Peter Obi supporter, Indy Kato, said, "We are seeking to have a live broadcast of the election tribunal on TV stations, but the court which we are dependent on for that ruling has now banned phones in the court. Which way, Nigeria? Why is our judiciary like this?" A lawyer, Malcolm Omirobo, noted that the INEC and the APC were opposed to the live broadcast due to unclean hands. He said, INEC and Tinubu are opposing the live broadcast of the Presidential Election Tribunal proceedings because they turned Nigeria into a reality show by shamelessly asking the opposition to go to court after rigging elections. Now they are afraid to entertain the world with their crying. That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye.